Hey guys, it's Rage, and I am once again back vacation. This is a 47.5, and I'm kind of really depressing because, I came in late to this game, and I went AFK for 30 seconds, and I probably could have gotten at least 60, I could have gotten up to 60 kills, in that minute and a half that I missed, so that was rather unfortunate, but, whatever, can't really do anything, can't really complain about this. This was a pretty entertaining gameplay, nonetheless. So, anyway, as I said, I went on vacation and went down to Virginia Beach, had lots of fun with my cousins and my grandparents, went boogie boarding, played a bunch of cards at night, and just had an overall good time. The water was pretty cold at some points. Some points I was like, my legs went completely numb and I couldn't feel anything. Um, I caught a couple rare to go waves that took me 40 or 50 feet in, and just overall, it was a fun experience, except for on Wednesday, because I left, this is Thursday, I just got home. My cousin, Wednesday night, wanted to go for a four-person bike ride, excuse me, two in the front, two in the back. I didn't want to, my brother didn't want to, and her older brother didn't want to. But you know what? My grandma's like, oh no, it'll be fun, I want a picture and all this stuff. And so we paid $20 or something for an hour-long bike ride, and I kid you not, it was miserable. We didn't even go for an hour because, if you guys don't know, I'm like 6'4", 6'5". I'm like, or for you guys, I think over like 2 meters, I think it is, or something like that. It's over 2 meters tall, and it was miserable. It was absolutely miserable. My brother's a couple inches shorter than me, and it was hell. I started off driving, but then my cousin started, because she's like 10, she started like, nyeh, 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 I want to drive, nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. I'm like, alright, fine. So I let her drive, and by the way, she drove longer than the rest of us. And I was riding in the back, and up front I've been banging my knees on the bar. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. On the back, I laid open my knee with like an 1.5-inch cut on one of the bolts, and I kept hitting it then. So I'm like, I was suffering, and I'm like, yeah, we got to turn this thing around, because my brother was complaining because he was also hitting his knees. And we're like, Katie, turn this around, do this, make a U-turn or something like that. She took it onto the boardwalk where people were walking, and she put it in park or something. And I'm like, Katie, what are you doing? And because I have my driver's license, I'm like, Katie, I'll do this. And so she's like, no, I can do it. No, I can do it. No, I can do it. I said, Katie, I'm doing this. You don't have a choice. And so I took it, and I was turned around, and turned just going back this way, and I kept banging, my knee that was bleeding a little bit, and it was just, and she was like, I want to drive, I was doing good. And I said, Katie, you've driven longer than anybody else. Shut up. And, my brother was miserable, I was miserable, her older brother didn't even want to be there, so it was just like, Katie, nobody wants to do this. We said no. And so we finally managed to get it back to, where our grandmother was. I'm like, Grandma, we can't keep doing this. My leg is bleeding. I'm constantly banging my knee. Matthew's banging his knee. Brother doesn't even want to be here. Katie's not longer than the rest of us, and she's up here complaining and crying. I'm telling her to shut up, and I didn't really tell her to shut up, but I was getting a little ticked at her. Me and her, we've never really gotten along because I never let her get what she, like, occasionally I will, but I make it clear I'm in charge, and we're gonna do what I want to do. And she only gets what she wants because I let her. I mean, it's a little harsh, and she doesn't like it, but I really don't care. I'm not gonna sit there in pain because she wants to go for a bike ride. And so, no, I said no, and she started crying. I said, I don't care. I don't feel guilty. This is the second time I made her cry today, because one time she was going off on Matthew, like, my brother. She was like, oh, you haven't left the hotel room. Oh, you haven't left the hotel room. You haven't done anything, and all this stuff. I said, Katie, leave Matthew alone. Like, I said it like really like rough and I guess a little harsh. And then she went and ran away crying, and I said, I'm not gonna apologize until she apologizes to Matt. So, you see, I have very little tolerance for her. She's not gonna be a spoiled little kid around me. I'm not gonna let her get away. Because you know what? she's spoiled because nobody wants to hear her cry. But you know what? I really don't care. I don't care if she doesn't like me. It doesn't bother me. She's not. I'm not gonna let her. I'm not gonna let her constantly get her way. Because you know what? I just don't give a crap. And so maybe that's a negative way of thinking. But you know what? It was all good in the hood, I guess. Not really until Wednesday, but you know, whatever. And so the last part of this commentary, as I stopped complaining about my 10-year-old cousin, is, you know, I got back and I'm really motivated for YouTube. And I'm wondering if you guys want to, I'm thinking about starting up live streaming again, where you guys can see me go through all the pain and suffering of playing this game, getting really pissed off at it, and suffering through gameplays. I'll do it every other day. Every day I don't upload, I'll post a video when I start streaming, and it'll be, it'll be, I'm trying to think, it'll probably be about noon Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what time it is in the EU, but yeah, that's, I'll try to keep the raging and screaming down to a minimum, but you guys will definitely see, you know, me, be like, you, I got rid of that today, like, you fuckface, how, and you know, just kind of go off on my teammates. I'm hopefully not going to be like, screaming and stuff, but I'll probably be in a bad mood, so, yeah, hopefully not, but I probably will. It'll probably be entertaining. If you guys want to come watch, that's all up to you. Let me know if you guys want me to live stream. If you want to hear me rage live, of course it'll be in HD. And you know, I hope you all looking forward to it, because I certainly am. And that was a really awkward spawn there on Nuketown, but you know, that's about it. That's all I gotta say, guys. So yeah, I hope you guys show up for the stream tomorrow. I will definitely be streaming, and that's really all I have to say. Let me know how you handle like younger siblings or cousins who are like 10. Like, do you get them whatever? Do you let them get whatever they want, or are you pretty fair but firm? So anyway, guys, peace. I'm out.